They said it was a school trip, but none of those students were ever found again. And every year since 2025, locals still hear that train passing through the fog at midnight. It all started as a school trip. Just another ordinary Friday morning. 40 students from Ridgeway High, a prestigious private school in London, boarded a private train bound for a countryside museum in Black Hollow, a small, forgotten English village known for its fog, coal mines and silence. The trip was meant to be educational, a history excursion, but what they didn't know was that the line they were traveling on had been closed decades ago. After a deadly accident, no one told them that part. The morning was peaceful. Teachers chatted. Students laughed and phones recorded everything. A group of teens sat by the windows, making TikToks and joking about how creepy the English countryside looked. Fog rolled over the green hills. The conductor, a pale man in a perfectly pressed uniform, walked down the aisle punching tickets. His name tag read Mr. Ashcroft. No one thought much of him. He looked old, tired. Maybe just one of those employees who'd seen too many long shifts, but there was something off about his eyes, cold gray and distant. When he smiled at one of the teachers, his teeth looked blackened. As the train moved deeper into the countryside, the fog grew thicker. The signal lights outside blinked faintly through the mist. "Why is it so quiet all of a sudden?" one student whispered. The laughter faded. Even the train's rhythmic clatter sounded wrong, as if the wheels weren't touching solid rails anymore. The teacher, Miss Calloway, checked her phone, no signal. The GPS map froze, showing a blank white screen. "Probably just countryside coverage," she said nervously, but the truth was, the train had already crossed the last functioning signal tower 40 minutes ago. The conductor appeared again, his uniform now covered in coal dust. His voice, low and raspy, echoed through the carriage. "Next stop, Black Hollow." A few students clapped jokingly. One boy, Tom, shouted finally. But when the fog outside cleared for a brief moment, what they saw wasn't a station. It was a graveyard, full of broken headstones and iron crosses. And standing among them were people in old railway uniforms. Watching the train pass, their faces were gray, their eyes hollow. Then the fog returned, swallowing the view inside the carriage. Panic began to spread. The train's lights flickered, and one of the compartments went completely dark. A scream came from the back. Students rushed toward the sound. One of their classmates, Emma, was gone, her seat empty. Her phone still recording on the screen. There was static and a faint reflection of a man's face in the window. The same conductor, but he wasn't standing there anymore. Miss Calloway tried to reach the control cabin, but the door was jammed. She banged on it, shouting, "Stop the train, please." No answer when she finally forced it open. The cabin was empty, controls dead. Levers unmoving, only a single old photograph was pinned to the dashboard. A black and white picture of a group of students smiling inside the same train. Dated October 24th, 1925. Exactly 100 years ago to the day. The realization hit her like ice. They were riding the same train that had crashed. A century ago, the fog outside wasn't fog. It was smoke. Smoke from the wreckage that had never stopped burning. And the passengers, the ones she saw outside the windows, they weren't watching, they were waiting. The students tried to pull the emergency brakes, but the handles wouldn't move. One boy smashed the glass with his bag. His hand went straight through the window like mist. "It's not real," he screamed. But then the train jolted violently. One carriage, detached metal, shrieked. Someone fell. The sound of twisting steel echoed through the dark. The train was no longer on the rails. It was gliding through nothing, surrounded by smoke and shadows. Then came the whispers, at first soft. "Then clearer tickets, please." The students turned around. The conductor was standing in the aisle again, his face burned and peeling, his eyes, two empty sockets glowing faint red. In his skeletal hand, he held a stack of old torn tickets, each one marked with blood. "Tickets for the dead," he hissed. He began moving down the aisle one step at a time, leaving wet footprints of ash each time he stopped. Another student vanished, just gone, as if erased from existence. One of the surviving students, Liam, pulled Miss Calloway toward the luggage car. "We have to jump," he shouted. But when they opened the door, they realized the nightmare wasn't over. There was no ground outside, only black fog stretching into infinity. They could still hear the wheels screeching. Though the rails had long disappeared, Liam screamed in panic and grabbed his phone light. The reflection in the glass showed the entire class sitting quietly behind them. Expressionless, lifeless, all staring straight ahead. But when he turned around, those seats were empty, just old. Cracked leather and dust. He dropped the phone. The voice of the conductor echoed through the speakers, again though no one was near the mic. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the final journey. Destination Black Hollow. The lights turned blood red. Smoke filled the carriage, and through the window they saw something. Rails leading into a collapsed tunnel, glowing faint orange as the train entered. Everything inside began to distort. The students' screams faded into static. The walls melted into shadow. The metal frame of the train twisted like bones, breaking then impact silence. Hours later, the fog lifted. The hillside where the train had last been seen was empty. Police found no wreckage. No passengers, no tracks. Just one thing, a half-burned school bag lying on the wet grass. Inside it was a phone still recording. The final video showed a blurry image of a man in an old conductor's uniform, whispering into the camera, "Next stop, Black Hollow." Then static in the days that followed. Investigators traced the train's route. But records showed something impossible. That section of the railway had been demolished in 1972. No train had run there for 50 years. Locals started reporting strange sounds at night, steel grinding, distant whistles, screams fading into the wind. A farmer near the tracks swore. He saw lights moving through the fog. At 2 a.m. he said it looked like an old steam train, glowing red from the inside. And through the windows he saw faces. Children's faces pressed against the glass, silently screaming. The story of the Ridgeway High Trip became national news for weeks. Parents demanded answers, but the official report listed it as a railway disappearance. Due to system error, no one mentioned the century-old photo found in the control cabin. No one explained the identical names, students from 1925 and 2025, perfectly matching. It was as if history had repeated itself, exactly 100 years apart to this day. The legend of the Black Hollow train remains one of the most chilling mysteries. In England, locals warn travelers never to go near the old line. At night, they say if you stand near the overgrown tracks, you can still hear faint voices echoing through the fog, laughter, screams, and the whistle of a train that no longer exists. And if you're unlucky enough to see the red light in the distance, you'll hear a voice behind you, cold and breathless, asking, "Ticket, please." Maybe it was a malfunction. Maybe it was mass hysteria. Or maybe the souls of those students are still on that train, doomed to repeat the same journey for eternity. Whatever the truth is, if you ever find yourself near Black Hollow and hear a train whistle when there shouldn't be one, run, because not every trip has a return ticket. Hope you have understand this story. And this was also about a trip. We are the Student 40 student. They have gone a century ago. What happened in this? So what do you think about this? Our horror movies are actually real or fake? And give your feedback kindly. So subscribe our channel, and this is one of the most important video for you. If you like this video, so kindly subscribe my channel. And I'm from, you guess, I'm from which country? So kindly comment below given the section. And this is I'm the